Zainab Buba Galadima is a politician, and she is a former councillor of the Abuja Municipal Area Council. She is also a member of the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, and she works under the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari at the Presidential Villa in Abuja. She is the daughter of Alhaji Buba Galadima, a spokesperson of the opposition People's Democratic Party, PDP. Alhaji Buba Galadima has been leading the assault against President Muhammadu Buhari's administration. Zainab, you have been in the eye of the storm recently. I know that you've been a politician for a while in Abuja, especially for someone who has stayed in this town for many, many years. I think my first encounter with you was when you were representing us at AMAC in Abuja. Lots of politicians have been using the controversy between your father and the president to delegitimize your father's advocacy. How does it feel?
Well, it's been tough, but I believe that in war and in politics, everything is fair. So sometimes I don't blame them because anybody uses any information they get to, score their own goal. But so far, I think I've been handling it well because I haven't said anything about it, and I feel, it's just a phase. One of these days, because I have a focus really, and it's not. I can't waste my time on such distractions. I think for me, I have a name to build and a future to, look forward to. So it's been tough. So many of my friends and family, they've been very concerned about my mental state, emotionally and, how it affects me. But so far I've been getting a lot of support. And my father told me, he said, Zainab, you have to have thick skin. The storm will come your way. And I'm sorry if what I do is going to affect you, but this is what I have to do. I said, okay, no problem. I'll try and handle it. So I've been handling it. Okay.
It must be very difficult for you working in the government. Do you feel a sense of distrust within your colleagues or even within the APC hierarchy?
Oh, absolutely. They tell me to my face. I see people talking about me, pointing at me. Some of them that have, that have courage, they walk up to me and tell me, oh, we don't trust you. We know you're a mole. But that doesn't bother me. And there are a lot of people who have family members, in opposition parties, and they're still doing well. I don't know why mine is different, but if that is how they, decide to, like in Hausa, they said, Hasada game rabo taki ne, that when you envy somebody that has prospects, it's like fertilizer to them. So I think I foresee greatness, despite everything, because at the end of the day is who I am and what I've been able to achieve as a person. And that's what matters to me. And that's what I'm trying to build.
You are family friends with the Buhari.
Yes.
And your father being the closest of his friends, now extremist to President Muhammadu Buhari. Do you agree with some of the concerns raised by your father concerning the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari?
Well, no government or nobody is perfect. I understand his opinion. I understand what he's trying to do on his own. And because I'm in the government, I do understand the challenges that the government is facing as well. So some people might not be able to see, eye to eye, with what is going on. But as my father, he's entitled to his opinion. He's a Nigerian, and he has the right to say whatever he wants to say. I can't be doing everything right. Sometimes he cautions me on what I do. And sometimes if he does something that I feel is not right, I tell him, Baba, no, you can't do this. This is not. So I think we have that relationship whereby, I can tell him, no, don't do this or do that or stuff like that. But when it comes to politics, that's his business. And he knows it better than I do. And however he feels, I think he should. I'm proud of him because I think his his sense of conviction I've never seen, and I really respect that about him. He's able to, despite the fact that I'm there, he doesn't care. You know, I have brothers that work and stuff like that. He just does his thing, and that's how he brought us up. No matter what, you face what is in front of you. Don't stand by and look at what other people are doing. And also, if I am fighting with somebody, I don't have to force it on my brothers or sisters to be able to, oh no, we're not talking to that person. No, you can have a relationship with them, and that is how we were brought up, you know. Leave what doesn't concern you, and that doesn't concern me. His problem with the president is his problem, and I think they can sort it out when they're ready to.
I think you have an interesting family there.
Yeah.
You have been cited in a number of APC campaign rallies, especially presidential campaigns where there's been a campaign for President Muhammadu Buhari. It shows your stance for this 2019 re-election. Yes. Do you think President Buhari should be re-elected?
Well, with what is on ground, and I think both candidates, or all candidates, because I know that there are two main candidates in the race. If you look at their plans, what they have, and if you're convinced, you know, I can't tell anybody who to vote. I can only campaign for what I know. And we use the next level documents to, you know, encourage people and make people see reason why they should vote for Buhari. And if they're convinced, you know, you can't force anybody. So I think, for me, yes, because I think we're working on some things that will benefit the nation in the future.
As an aide in this government, what would you present to Nigerians? Imagine they're watching you right now as a landmark achievement of President Muhammadu Buhari on why he should be voted back. That's one thing that stands out.
I like the Empower project, the program, whereby graduates are being trained. You get job experience, you know, and you get you are able to at least have something to do. And I think it has gone across states, and I have a number of people that I interact with that are involved in that project, and they're really enjoying it. And I think they've made a difference in the educational system, because most of them, they teach in schools. And I think there's a bit of standard that is being set, you know, by these people within the system, because our educational system has been, you know, almost on, you know, in a coma, kind of.
But Zainab, under this administration, the economy has tanked. We are all witnesses to the number of unemployment recorded and the massive rise in inflation. Even the stock market isn't doing so well. How would you defend this as against Empower?
Well, as we all know, when we came into power, the oil price dropped, and there was a lot of mismanagement of resources, so we didn't really have much to work with. And also, this meltdown was bound to happen.
The next level document of your party, the APC, it's already promising 35% appointment for women. Why was this not the first priority during the first term?
Well, I really can't address that, but in general, I think we have this challenge in Nigeria. It's all political parties. I think it is the society at large. I think women need to be given a chance to contribute to human capital development, to decision making within the government, and so on. Because we women, our population is quite high, and we are one of the largest block votes that vote during elections. And I think we do understand what it means to handle, I can't say government, because we take care of the family. So at least we have an idea of, you know, within our surroundings, how to take care of these issues. And I think we can contribute a lot, you know. And women also, I don't think they're giving themselves, they're being courageous enough to, stand up and say, we demand this. I think we have very few women that want to participate in politics, in whatever it is that needs to move the country forward. Women are still standing behind, thinking that the men will just hand it over to them. It doesn't work like that.
Having held public office before yourself, do you agree in the assertion that the political parties in Nigeria are structured to keep women behind the scenes?
Yes, I think so. Because, for example, I contested in 2015 for House of Reps in Abuja, and we paid, as women, you pay 10% of the for the nomination form, to be able to contest. But the men, they pay 100%. But all of a sudden, 2019, it was different in APC. They charged 50% for women, while other parties still charged, it was free, but then you pay 10% for the, and a lot of women really, really had something to offer, but they didn't have that chance. Who is going to give you 1.8 million? There are other charges, admin charges. Maybe at the end of the day, you spend 2-point-something million, and then you have to think about campaign funds, logistics and all those things. Elections are very, very expensive, and I don't think it was right to charge women that. If some women wanted to pay for, I think they should be allowed to. But for some women, for most women that are not financially buoyant, to be able to, invest so much in what is uncertain, because it's uncertain. Men, they have all the resources available to them. They do businesses, they're in government, they get their funds, however they want to get it. I don't know. But for women who we have limited, resources, I think consideration should be given to women. And for parties that charge so high, I think it's not fair. And also the women should have stood up and say, look, we're not going to take this. And, sit down with, and reach a compromise, or,
Away from being the daughter of Alhaji Buba Galadima that works at the villa, do you have your own credentials that you can stand on as Zainab Buba Galadima?
Yes, well, as you know, my name is Zainab. I'm going to be 38 years old. I'm married, and I have 2 children. I schooled in the UK. I did my A-levels in sciences at Padworth College, Reading. I went to American Intercontinental University, London. I finished in Regent's Business School with International Finance and Accounting. I have another degree in BSc in Applied Accounting. I have 3 master's degree from Webster Graduate School, an MBA, a master's in management and leadership, a master's in information technology management, which the president went for my graduation. As you see the pictures flying around with his family, they went and, they celebrated with us, with my family. And I am an activist. I am part of the 4 people with Kayode Ogundemesi, Abimbola, and Ken Enedua. 4 of us sat in my living room and started Save Nigeria Group during President Eradua. When he was sick, we protested, and then we found like minds here in Nigeria to be able to, carry the protest from Lagos, Abuja, and stuff. And that was how I started. I was brought up to be able to stand up for what I believe in and what is right, to support any cause for what is right. People know me in London. Anywhere there's a protest, as long as it's for the right reason, it doesn't have to be a Nigerian protest or anything. I join, lend my voice, and after that, I came to Nigeria to serve. I joined. I became very partisan, fully involved, and I was going for meetings and stuff like that. And then one day I was sitting down. My father said, "Oh, Zainab, you're just here. I don't think you're doing enough. You like to complain. You say you're an activist. Why don't you really make an impact?" I said, "Why did you say that?" I said, there are campaigns going on. Why don't you join?" I said, "Are you daring me?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Okay." So I went out. He didn't know. It was just like, a joke. And I got a form to contest for councillorship. And with my background, educational background, people were like, "No, you're too big for this." But I believe it doesn't matter. No matter how small, you can be able to make your own impact in your own way. So I set up a campaign committee,
You ran for office?
I ran for office as a councillor, and my campaign was presidential because my structures were, everything was in place, because obviously we've participated in, campaign organizations before. I've been in the president's campaign, team 2007 and 11. I've contributed my own. I lost my jobs in London, during that time, because when I come, I spend more than the time I'm supposed to spend. And, so I've learned a lot. So I contested. People thought it was a joke.
So in your own right, you are a politician?
Yes, in my own right. I'm a leader in my own right. And I think I have set a record because as a northern woman, educated, and also a Muslim lady, I think I have crossed barriers which, people did not expect. Because sometimes when people hear about how educated or how much I've, achieved what I've achieved, they look at me and you're from the north. I'm like, yeah, yes.
What message do you have for a young voter, given the choices they have before them for 2019?
Well, Nigeria is for all of us. Nigeria does not belong to one person. And whoever is representing us, we need to get that person to represent us well. And we need to get leaders that mean well for the people, that have something for the people, that would be able to move Nigeria forward. I believe we need unity in Nigeria. I believe we need peace. And I believe we need progress. And you look at all the candidates, on the table and make up your mind. But this is our responsibility, this is our country, and this is our future. You cannot sit back down. All this propaganda on who did this, what this, attacking people's personal lives, we cannot subject ourselves to just mere propaganda and rumors. We need to get to issues on ground. We need to be able to stand up for our country, because as it is now, Nigeria is facing a lot of challenges, and I don't like what I see, especially within the young people. I don't like the way they address issues. They need to stand up. They need to, for lack of better words, man up and quit being childish. They need to be able to put Nigeria first. We need to set a pace and a standard. We need to be able to demand for leadership, proper representation from our people. And we have a stake too. And I think for women and the youth, we're not doing enough.
Thank you so much, Zainab. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.